say my feng shui. Certified everywhere, ain't got a print a resume. Take off. Talk crazy, I pull up underlay. RP to Nate, dog. I had to regulate.
What's going on YouTube? This is Varanus. So I'm gonna do a series of videos to kind of review some of the larger distributors. I might miss one. You guys can in the comments below if you feel the need to name some names or some places you want me to go through. When I make it my business that if I'm going to review a particular reptile distributor, I think it's only fair that I do it and I do an order that's on a wholesale level. To me, when it comes down to wholesale, I feel that no matter what the item is, no matter what the hobby is that the distributor is going to work harder, to please the consumer or the individuals buying the high volume of animals or what have you. And that's why I do wholesale. I don't think that it's a fair identifier to do it for just one animal. It's harder, I personally believe that it's harder to mail more than one specimen or more than one animal and ensure that they're going to be healthy. Okay, that being said, who did I go through first? So the first one that I went through, and you can see it in the video next to me as I unbox everything, I did about roughly, I want to say about 50 animals, something like that, 50 animals. I think it was like 40 something iguanas, it was well over 10 house geckos, a couple savanna monitors, stuff like that. No, I don't resell, so get that out. You guys can get that out of your head. My project is Varanus ornatus, blah blah blah. Now, that being said, we want to go over what it was. Now, I've dealt with underground reptile before on a wholesale level. They don't know this, and I'm not going to put that out there because they probably didn't know it was me doing it, and I doubt they care who I am. I'm like a blotter in the hobby, so I'm not even a blotter, if that. So here's the thing. First time I reached out to them, I called their number. I got their wholesale list. I called their number. I spoke to a guy by the name of, I think the name was Alex or something like that. I'm very respectful. Made sure that they had the inventory that I was ordering. I think I ordered it on like a Saturday and I had it shipped on like a Tuesday. And even that's iffy because a lot of times you won't get the extra items, because of the time, blah, 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 blah. So went through him, got everything, stuff like that. Now, only thing I kind of understand is I didn't get an invoice right away, which I kind of understand because you can't make an invoice for something in the future when it comes to live animals. So that, to me, this makes sense. So I'm not going to hit them with that. But I will say that the individual I spoke to, and I don't know how he is with everyone else. I don't know who had what relationship. I don't care because this video isn't about your experience. It's about mine. Very, very respectful, very customer service oriented, and that was that. I didn't hit them back up till about Tuesday. For me, it's a little hard to not get tracking and stuff like that because, I like to keep track of things, but, they hadn't even boxed it yet. So, came on through, they sent me a text. I called them again on Tuesday to make sure everything went okay. It was a little iffy because of the volume of animals and stuff like that and making sure I went to the right location and UPS hubs and yada, 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 yada. So, the thing was that they made sure everything was tight. Not once did I feel like I wasn't being, like that my service wasn't appreciated. So basically what it was is overall it was a good experience, but the true test is when the animal comes in. So, excuse me, animals came on in. Issue is that my tracking number didn't work. This was not Underground's fault. This was UPS's fault. So I called the UPS headquarters and argued with them, pretty much most of the day, and they tracked it for me because the number only worked if the corporate did it or whatever. So it was UPS's fault. And I think this is one of those isolated incidences. I don't think it was something that was on a regular basis. What I did like is that Underground, it was a young lady, I don't know her name, it escapes me. She called me as I was going through the headache of having UPS deliver my animals because there was, the driver said one thing when actually the documentation said another. It was crazy, but it was all on UPS. I've never had a bad issue with UPS. I've never had a bad issue with FedEx. This was just one of those things where it was a system glitch. Like legitimately, it wasn't human error, you know. However, when you are dealing with live animals, those truck drivers don't understand the importance when it's one of the hottest days of the year in Philadelphia, where I'm at, to get those animals to their destination. You know, all of that was cleared up, but what I liked was that Underground Reptile called me, you know, to make sure that the order was there, you know, and they really got aggressive with making sure that I got my order. And I like that, you know. They contacted UPS, they went the extra mile. They didn't have to do that, you know, but they really wanted to keep, you know, make sure that I got my animals. It was a large number of animals. I'm quite sure people get over hundreds of animals, but, you know, whatever, you know, this was my first individual private wholesale order with them. And I felt the whole time, if I would have had to take the hit, and if I would have had to take the hit on losing some money off of this, I wouldn't have minded. Only because I do budget my money a certain way where, you know, a certain lot I just expect to lose because it's going toward the animals. That's me. It sounds retarded, but this is how I am. But when someone's customer service is that good that they pretty much, you're ready for whatever solution they were going to give me, I would have took it because I knew it wasn't them, you know. And I'm a rational person. When I got the order in, you know, everything was alive and well, sharp. You know, they told me the condition of every single animal. They told me the behavior, how everything was gonna, you know, be, what the condition was, all that. I bought, you know, because I purposely bought nip tails, and, you know, this was a feeder order. I'm gonna be real with you. People don't have to like it, but I feed my animals. People that follow me on Instagram know that I am all about premium feeders. I don't care what anybody says. That's just what it is. So, you know, I bought nip tail. I bought, you know, regular healthy specimens. I bought a lot of stuff. So everything was exactly how they told me it was going to be. Okay? They even called me, I think, later on that day to make sure that things were okay. You know, they made sure. I mean, it to me, when you want to get off the phone with the customer service rep because they're just like really like trying to pamper you, make sure everything was okay. I like that. Will I do business with them in the future? Yes, I will. Are they the first distributor? Are they my main distributor? No, they're not. People that know me know that there is one particular distributor that I will always go to first. Because of the type of animals that I was getting in the location of Underground Reptile, I knew that the animals that I was requesting are more accessible in that region of the United States. And that's why I went with them. The distributor that I use as a priority, they pretty much, especially specialty items and whatever I need, they make sure they get it, and I'll do a review on them next. And I'm not even going to say their name. But as far as Underground Reptiles is concerned, use some common sense when you deal with them. You know, these guys do a lot of business, and I just appreciate, you know, the fact that they dealt with my situation with the way they did, gracefully, and my order was clean. I'll let your boy Underground Reptiles gets a thumbs up from me. So, you know, I hope that everyone else has a good experience with them. You know, if things do go wrong, don't make a video talk about how much you hate them. Why don't you call them, see what the issue was, but know what you're buying. You know, if you don't know what you're buying, you know, that's not really on the distributor. And that's just one thing I try to tell people. Holla at your boy.